Hey guys, Katie here. Welcome back to Millennial Money Honey, and we are diving into my March money numbers. I know it's already halfway through April, but we're finally getting into it. I've been busy traveling for work. I went to Manila, Philippines, because we have a huge corporate office there, and it was so great to actually meet some of the people on my team that I've never met in person before. So you'll see a little bit of that reflected in these numbers. I did go in April, but like in preparation, I was kind of like panic buying a little bit, which it's all good, but Amazon charges really went increased this month. So that being said, it was a relatively more expensive month, but I had a lot of expenses and I kind of shifted around where my income was going. I had a lot of savings as well that I needed to allocate in anticipation of doing my taxes. So you'll see that all reflected in my money overview. So let's talk money, honey. So as you guys know, I'm a girl on FIRE, and FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. I am doing my darndest to become financially independent and retire early. By the time I turn 36, I want to be completely work optional. And if you have not already liked and subscribed, be sure to do that so you can follow along on my journey to early retirement. I work as an art director in tech, so you'll see all those money numbers reflected in here. So let's get into it. Starting with house, I pay $1,200 in rent every month. Bills and utilities are $0. Transportation also $0. That's like Uber and Lyft. Groceries, $483. I think this is like my new grocery normal, especially since we moved in together. The mans can eat. And even living alone, I would never say my groceries have been that high, but we're cooking for two here, so it makes quite a big difference. I used to spend maybe like $200, so it makes sense that it's closer to double that. Food, $341. Honestly, it's a shock to me because I feel like normally my food is a lot higher than groceries, but for whatever reason, we were mostly cooking at home, which is probably for the best. Drinks, $0. Car and gas, $1,171. So if you saw my Instagram stories, you would have seen that my parents stopped paying my car insurance. So I think the car insurance through USAA is like $1,000. I haven't really done research on car insurance, to be quite honest. I'm just paying whatever the coverage my dad picked out for me, which I think is pretty good. But I may look around and like see what makes the most sense given how much I drive, which is pretty minimal. And if this is the best, most affordable car insurance for myself moving forward, now that I've been kicked off my parents' plan. So we'll see how that is. Recreation, $5. Travel, $494. So I categorized some of my Amazon purchases in anticipation of the trip I had coming up to Manila in this travel category. So that's what you see here. And a lot of the stuff I did end up returning, but I was just like panic buying. I bought like bug spray, I bought a footrest, I bought like a neck pillow because I couldn't find mine. And it's a 14.5-hour flight there, 12-hour flight back because the rotation of the earth or whatever cool science. But yeah, I was really nervous and it was such a long flight. So I'm really glad that I purchased this footrest. That was like a game changer. Could really like, I don't know, my feet kind of dangle on the seats a little bit. Not a lot, but my circulation gets cut off. I bought, compression socks. I don't know, all these little things that just kind of added up. So that is why travel was so high this month for me. Health and wellness, $128. Okay, I went to the doctor for my annual physical this month, so I had some prescriptions to pick up, some deodorant. Shopping, $393. Again, I was really like thrifting extra hard for this trip. Honestly, most of these are for Goodwill. I've also been shopping more, like a personal shopper for my friends. I will FaceTime them while I'm at Goodwill and be like, hey, do you like this? And I'll try it on for them and they say yes or no, and then they just pay me back for it. So because of that, my shopping is a lot higher, but then I do get reimbursed. So I would say probably in total, my shopping would be closer to $300 maybe. But I was also like looking hard for like a lot of linen pants and things, knowing that I was going to Manila. The weather there was an average of like 93 degrees every day. So really hot, quite humid. So I was looking hard for linen pants and so doing some shopping for my trip. Everything's like, because of the trip, which, yeah. Gifts, $154. I did get some stuff for my team to bring over to Manila, mostly snacks from Trader Joe's, and it was one of my teammates' birthdays, and she was hosting us for a birthday dinner at her parents' house, so got her a birthday present too. Business, $12, and then miscellaneous, $0. So moving into my income totals, paycheck was $12,165. So that is a little bit higher this month just because my 401k, I increased it to 75%. I also count my 401k income towards my paycheck. So that is why my paycheck is so high this month. It's not quite my gross income because taxes are taken out, but since 401k comes out pre-tax, it looks like pretty inflated here. But then as a result of that, the direct deposits that I was getting into my bank account, which I get paid bi-monthly, was like $800 that I was getting mostly dipped into my savings this month, and you'll see that kind of reflected in the savings total. Resell, $450. I resold a bunch of stuff on secondhand sites. I actually signed up for this free app that if I leave the tab open, it auto reshares my listings on Poshmark and sends offers automatically. It's really cool. If you're on Poshmark, that's how I think people get to that Posh ambassador status. It's because they use tools that auto like and auto reshare, auto follow, because it seems impossible to do it on your own. It's 18,000 shares or something ridiculous. But yeah, I found a free one and it actually works. I will leave my referral code below, but it's totally free to use. And honestly, it's really great. I don't know if that directly has contributed to an increase in my sales, but it doesn't hurt. And again, most of these real seller tools you have to pay. So this one was somehow free. I think it's called Flip. I'll double check that and leave it in the description below. Okay, so freelance, $0. While I'm not freelancing this year, I owed a ish ton in taxes, 14 grand, and you'll see that in the next video. Cashback, $105. Again, I was shopping for my friends, so there's some of that, and I made a couple of Amazon returns. Interest, $103. Again, interest rates are so high right now. On my Wealthfront high yield cash account, I got $75 or $80 a loan from that money. Granted, I do have quite a bit of cash in there, again, because I'm saving for my taxes, but just so you know, you are absolutely missing out if you do not have your money in a high yield savings account. 10 out of 10 recommend. I think I'm out of my referral bonus, so I'll try and hunt down a code that y'all can use to get the extra 0.5% boost, because wow, it's almost 4.8% for me, 4.3% regularly, which is still really, really, really good and way more than your traditional Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo is giving you to keep your money in their savings accounts. And they are able to do this because they don't have actual physical locations like brick and mortar locations that you can go into, but the trade-off is you do get a higher interest rate on your savings account. So dividend, $163, a little higher than the last few months because it is the end of the quarter. Millennial Money Honey earned $292. Thank you so much to anybody who has actually bought a spreadsheet. Again, what you're seeing here is my actual spreadsheet that I have for sale on my Squarespace and my website, and it is what I use to track all of my money and keep everything organized. It's really, honestly, so much fun. And if you're curious about my actual spreadsheet, you can check out this video that I made that gives you the full entire tour. In affiliate money, I earned $40, and then in other, I earned $0. Okay, moving into my savings. Uncategorized, negative $13,000. Yeah, that is, we'll go into why I'm in the negatives for my checking, but yeah, mainly due to contributing to my SEP IRA and front loading my 401k. So my HYSA, $0. I did not contribute anything additional to my savings because I was allocating it elsewhere. Roth and traditional IRA, $0. SEP IRA, $10,616. This is the exact dollar amount that my CPA told me to put in to my account to minimize my taxes for the 2022 year, and I'm about to owe a ton of money, as I said, in the next month. So you'll see that reflected there. Brokerage, $3,000. I just kept my auto transfer on. Maybe I should have paused it, but whatever. I can swing it. I have enough in savings to continue my $3,000 contribution to my brokerage. 401k, $8,140. As I said, I am front loading my 401k because they will do an annual true up this year. My benefits person was so excited to tell me that, me specifically, because I really care about stuff like that. I prefer to front load because more time in the market usually outperforms dollar cost averaging slowly into the market. So I'm trying to do it as soon as I can and max it out and just get it over with. And then finally, my HSA, I contributed $183 between my personal contributions and my employer contributions. Moving into my March totals, my expenses were $4,381. My income was $13,317. Really great. That's I think the most I've earned in a given month this year, but also kind of like the most I've spent. Savings, $8,936 for a total of 67% savings rate. So not amazing, but also not the worst by any means. That's still really good. Trying to keep it at or above 50%, which I don't think it will be for next month. But again, it should average out over the course of the year and we should be good. And that is it for March. For my highs and lows, okay, at Michael's, one of my lowest expenses was $4.81 for a box of liquid black dye because I had thrifted an Aritzia top. It was a white little cute tank, very basic, but it had a stain that I could not get out. And since it was white, I was able to dye any color, and I dyed it black because that is something I would definitely wear a ton. And I spent $4.81 on the dye to do that. And it turned out really, really, really great. Highly recommend doing that. And then for my biggest expense that was outside of the usual, it was for my USAA car insurance for $1,118. Yeah, I need to figure that out. It had because I had some late fees, which I honestly should call and figure out what exactly I'm paying for, because I'm a little bit confused about where the late fees were. Yeah. Anyway, my least favorite expense was probably that car insurance, to be honest, because it's always a sad day getting kicked off your parents' plan, even though I totally acknowledge I am 31, so it's more than time, and I fully can take care of that myself, but always punch to the gut. For Spent with Intent in March, I actually bought a sewing machine, and it is been really helpful because I have thrifted a couple of things, and sometimes the thrifted things don't really fit perfectly. I'm by no means a great seamstress, but I can do a little handiwork. I can thread a machine, I can do a straight stitch, I can sew on cotton denim, very simple fabrics, do a basic hem, and honestly, it's been really handy to have. And I spent $136 on that, which honestly is pretty reasonable. It's just a little basic sewing machine, and it's been very handy. So excited for that, and excited for the things that I'm going to totally be crafting now and making. But yeah, that's it for my March monthly money. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my next video drops, and give this video a like so we can spread the fire, and let's all retire early together.